significantly more powerful than other robots on the market. Yeah, hi everyone, Jason here, Robot Lawn Mowers Australia. Today we're going to run through the new Ambrogio 4.36 all-wheel drive machine. This is actually a wired machine that's just been released in the Australian market now. It's been available in Europe for about a year now, but we've only just received it here. The Australian models are actually quite a lot different to the European models. There's been a lot of testing done on these guys, and there's also a lot of modifications we can actually provide with these robots as well to customize it to suit your needs. The 4.36 range, and this basically this white range, there's a few of them in the range when it comes to two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. This one's essentially the biggest of the lot, and obviously four-wheel drive with the small front-wheel drive there like that, which is quite similar to what's on the Ambrogio Quad, which is a four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer machine. So these front wheels, very unique because they actually turn. They articulate left and right as well as turn around as well. So they really are a really good wheel. Soft tyre, obviously, like all the Ambrogio, so soft tyre in the front and incredibly large soft tyre in the back here. I haven't actually measured that, but it's almost 30 centimetres in diameter. So it really is a significant rear wheel on the robot. The blade system on this guy is a 35 centimetre blade. Obviously, it's the solid blade types like Ambrogios always have. So you've got the solid Ambrogio blade. A lot of space underneath the robot, so grass is not likely to build up or anything like that around the place. It'll all fall away. You should have no issues with the reliability of the cut of this robot indeed. These guys operate like all the wired Ambrogio machines. They've got a ZCS Connect module inside them here, which gives you your 4G connection and a GPS satellite positioning. So that the robot has got GPS assist. So it's got an assist function where the robot can go out and actually divide the area up into 4 metre by 4 metre squares and systematically go out there and try and spend as much time as possible in each square evenly. But it doesn't mow in lines, it mows in a random pattern, and it also has basically these guys operate really in a spiral cut, so they all go out and they'll just spiral cut one direction, then the other direction, then the other direction, and we'll show you that on some video a bit later on. The body of the 4.36, so these articulate, so you can see I can lift the front wheel there, approximately about 70 to 80 mil off the ground there, while the rear wheel's still on the ground. In fact, I can probably take it to nearly 100 mil, and all the other three wheels are still on the ground. So the articulation in there is actually quite good to ensure that the robot actually stays on all four wheels when it's travelling around. The robot also has a LCD screen in the back, which if I can ever get it to turn around, here we go. An LCD screen in the back, which is a touch screen as well. So, which is the same on all the large Ambrogio models. It really is very good, very intuitive little screen there that makes it very simple to use all the controls on the robot. So you've got 100% access to controls on the robot, and obviously access to the controls on the free Android or iOS app. So that's really just the overview of the machine. Now, just a quick one on size ratings. So these guys are rated at 6,000 square meters. They come with a 10 amp hour battery. Now, that's basically only going to get you to that sort of degree if you're on very flat surface. As soon as you start looking at putting these guys on any rough terrain and slopes, like every robot mower on the market, the capacity of the machine starts dropping backwards, and you've got to depreciate the total area that you're going to mow. So to combat that, these guys are really customizable. We can put anything up to 30 amp hours, so we can triple the amount of batteries that go in this side if we need to. So depending on exactly how much slope you've got, we can maintain that 6,000 square meter rating on these guys, right up to 25 to 20% slopes on average across your property. That we can still get these guys to do up to 6,000 square meters. And if it's on relative flat ground, you've just got a few slopes in here, and they could be steep slopes, that's fine, but as long as the average slope is sort of somewhere around 10 degrees, then we can get these guys to max out at probably around about 8,000 square meters. So it really just comes down to the the terrain it's actually running on, and how much we've got to customise the machine to get to increase that running time, or to maintain that running time on the robot. Basically, we can change the software in these guys here so that they can run essentially as long as you like to be able to maintain the area. And Ambrogio being Ambrogio, the robots themselves are incredibly tough, incredibly strong, they're reliable. They're just some of the best built machines on the market today. So enough talking about it. I'm going to take it outside. We're going to run it in some fairly long, thick grass we've got at the side of here, and we'll take it up and down some slopes, and we'll give you a bit of an idea of the performance of the machine. Okay, so outside now. The first thing we're going to do is test the robot on some slopes here at the front of the shop. Apologies for the noise that's behind me here. Hopefully the mic will pull some of it out. But this slope here, at the top here, this slope is actually pretty well right on 45 degrees, which is 100%. So basically, we haven't had a robot to date that'll even come close to actually getting up there, even like the Ambrogio quad that we've tested. We're unable to get a robot to actually to climb the steepest point of this actual hill. And as you can see there at the moment, it's pretty much on the steepest point there now. And you can also note the articulation of the robot when it actually does go down those as well. You can see the actual articulation on it, which is really fantastic, just to keep all four wheels on the ground. So yeah, so another particular issue that we do find is that even if a robot can go up a slope, going down the slope is particularly hard. And you can see with this here, it's going down the steepest point there. It is slipping a little bit, but it's still going down there relatively controlled. Now, I'll take this back up on the steepest point. And like I said, we've never ever had a robot that will actually get up this spot here, and you can see here that it still does slip, but it does climb its way up there. So that's, at that point there, it wouldn't quite be 45 degrees, it'd actually be around about 40 degrees, so say in that sort of, probably in that 75 to 80% mark. Now these robots are only rated at 65%, but clearly they can climb a little bit better than what they say. Even to the point of actually turning around on the slope. So if I turn down the slope here, you can actually turn around on a slope. And yes, it does still slip a little bit here and there. Okay, so now we've got the robot out into the grassed area here beside the shop. You can see behind me the grass is incredibly long. This bit I'm standing on right now, we actually did cut with this mower yesterday, just to sort of see how it would go in the really long grass. This grass here is incredibly long. It's much taller than the robot. It's up to my knees, or sometimes halfway up my thigh. Now the robot is able to do this. It's obviously not designed to do anything like this, but we can do a bit of a torture test here for it today, and sort of show you what the robot actually is capable of and what its limits really are. At the moment with this long grass, it'll cut this grass when it's going in a straight line and when it's doing the spiral cuts. When it gets to the borders though, it'll get into the border and it'll reverse up. When it does do reverse up, the grass sort of pushes back up in the blade system, and that generally sort of stalls the robot out. So definitely beyond what it should be doing. You should never be cutting grass like this with any robot mower. But I wanted to show you this test to sort of see, exactly how powerful these robots actually are and what you really can get away with the Ambrogio robot. So we'll get him started. We'll starting mowing here behind me, and we'll see how we go here. We should get him going there now, and we'll let him get out here. So what I am going to do is I'll take a bit of footage here with my phone a little bit closer up as well for you, so you can see exactly what he's actually doing. And you'll be able to hear that now wind up. You can hear it's got a very high blade RPM, which is what we've got it set to. And we've also got it set to the lowest travel speed possible as well. So it's basically it's as powerful as the machine can actually be. You could probably do it with a blade sharpener, to tell you the truth, because I did look at the blade's not incredibly sharp. So if we sharpen the blade, we'd probably get away with even more than what we're actually doing now, okay? So I'll let him go in here a bit, and then, like I said, I'll film a little bit with my phone as well, so you can sort of see a little bit closer about how it's actually, how it actually is mowing. So generally what they're going to do though with the Ambrogio robots and the wide robots is they're going to go out, they're going to split the area up into 4 metre by 4 metre squares, and they're going to do this inside every square and work their way out. So I come into a spiral, work their way out, do a spiral, work their way out. Until it hits the border, then it will go straight for a while, then it will start doing a spiral again. So it's sort of the action that they complete to be able to fill the whole area, and they really do a very good job of mowing 100% of the area, so which is about an inch further. We'll see where he wants to go here. We're going to go into some thick grass there. So I've seen this spot here. It'll probably go in here and then hit the wire and then stall when it comes back, I imagine. But we'll see what happens. There we go. So it stalled down. It cut what was going in and then stalled when it reversed out. It's still actually trying to run actually, anyway. So it'll work itself out in here. So the wire is quite deep into that long grass, as you can see. I hope you can see actually on the camera. I think it's inside the shot still. He'll work his way out here in a second. He'll try and start his blades a few times, and if he's inside that really thick grass when he tries to start the blade, he won't be able to actually get the blade started. He'll need to get onto the shorter grass to get the blade started in the first place. But once he actually gets it started, he'll have no issues whatsoever. He'll get right in front of the camera here. He'll slow down, start his blades up again, and he'll continue on. There we go. He starts his blades up, and he continues on. So I'll just steer him back over here so he's back in the shot. Make sure he doesn't go out of the shot there. So with Ambrogio too, obviously you can remote control these guys anytime you want with the app. So even while they're actually out mowing the lawn, you can control them back to a spot that you want. So we'll see what he does down in here. Now he's getting right into the thick of it. Oh, and that was enough to bog him down. Right, I'll send him back in there again. So that's me controlling him now just to get him to go back into where I want him to go. Yeah, he just bogged in again just then. So managed to get a bit of a circle done there, but not too much. Oh, that bogged him down again there. So what you can see really, and I'll just pause him here for a second. Actually, I won't pause him, I'll just let him go. So he's actually managed to get through that himself actually. Well, he just couldn't quite get his blade started then. Here it goes. And his blade started again there, so he's okay. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'll move this camera a bit so he doesn't bump into the legs of the camera. But I'm going to leave him out here for a couple of hours and just torture test him out here. This area here is over about 300 square metres of grass. So I'll leave him out here for a few hours, and we'll see how much he can actually get through it. He's definitely going to flounder around a little bit when regards to the blades stopping and starting, because after he does stall the blades, he may have trouble getting those blades started again, because he's going to keep looking for a spot where he can start his blades. And almost like he is right now, he's in a spot there now where he's not going to be able to get his blade started. So he needs to find a spot where he can start his blades before he can actually get going again. But again, to stress that this is certainly nothing you should ever be doing with a robot lawnmower. They really should be operating and only cutting small amounts off all the time and keeping the grass absolutely perfect all the time. But we'll run this guy in his torture test out here. We'll let him go through this area. We'll see if he can clean it up by himself. Okay, so we're back in the shop where it's a little bit quieter so you can hear me better hopefully. Ambrogio 4.36 all-wheel drive Elite really is a brilliant machine. As you've seen from the couple of shots we've already taken, slopes are not an issue for it. Like I said, that slope was going up where it actually did struggle. It's where its tyres did spin to get up and over the top. That's at 45 degrees. It's literally at 100% slope. These guys are rated at only sort of 65, 70% slope, but they can clearly do more than that if you push them. Cutting through thick grass, obviously it took a long time to get it done, but there's no other mower in the market that would cut grass like that just did for you. And like I said, it did take 6 or 8 hours of mowing to actually get it done, but it's still cut through it with the solid blade that's actually on these guys. It really does make a significant difference to how they actually do cut. The model variances of these guys, so it is just the one model. However, we can modify and include extra batteries as and when required. Which puts you at a maximum 6,000 square metres on flat ground for it as it comes out of the box with 10 amp hours worth of battery in it. And then we can upgrade the battery and the power supply to make the robot work for longer on slopes and things like that. So we can take these guys right up to a maximum of sort of it's 6,000 square metres again, but we can do that on around about a 10 to 15 degree slope on average, which is still quite steep really for an average slope across 6,000 square metres. If you do have a more significant slope than that, it's more like sort of 20 degrees over the whole thing, or even 30 degrees over the whole thing. Then the maximum size you're going to get out of these guys is going to do rate. If you're looking at 25 degrees or more, then you're probably looking at 3,000 square metres max in that ballpark. Like I said, with the batteries, we can upgrade them from the 10 amp hours that's in the machine. We can take that up to 20 amp hours and even 30 amp hours to get the required runtime up while working on a slope. We can change the firmware out on these guys too to increase that maximum runtime so they can work for longer. And on flat ground, we should be able to get these guys to, with an upgrade in the battery and the power supply, we should be able to push these guys to around about 8,000 square metres maximum on flat ground. Little step up, so I just sort of worked this out as I brought this back into the shop. Actually, to tell you the truth, I'll put a little video up here on the side there to show, but just on the floor down in front of me. I don't think you can see it on the camera there at the moment, but on the video I'll put up on the screen here. The step up onto this floor is 70 millimetres high, and this guy is just able to just drive over that like it's nothing. So step ups, these guys can handle quite a significant step up. It really just comes down to what height you've got the blade set at. If you've got that blade set down really low, well then getting up over a step up is going to be a bit of an issue because of the blade. But if it's if you've got the blade up nice and high, like you showed in the video there, it steps up over 70 mil without any problems whatsoever. And I haven't tested it, but I can assure you that I'd imagine it's going to step over anything that goes underneath the front bumpers here, which is about 100 millimeters at the front there. As long as it doesn't hit the bumper, it will step up over the top of it, no problems whatsoever. So essentially they're available now. We'll have them up on the website very shortly, and then you can actually order these guys. You can give us a call if you want to do a demo in the southeast Queensland area. Ambrogio comes with a 2-year warranty, and again that's all parts and labour, everything else like any other warranty would be. And obviously we've got our own repair shop here in our store here at Underwood. And we obviously do all repairs in-house here. We don't send the robots away for repairs. You've seen me remote controlling this robot around, so there's an Android and an iOS app that comes with Ambrogio. This guy's got the 4G module in it as well, so you can access this robot anywhere in the world via your phone. You have limited access to the controls you have when you're away from the robot versus Bluetooth when you are next to the robot, but you can still have control of the robot, and you can at least get status updates of exactly where the robot's up to and what it's doing. Outside of that, I think that's really about it, guys. It really is a pretty exciting kind of a machine. It's certainly the most powerful machine and the most able machine for getting up slopes and everything else and cutting grass of anything we sell here at Robot Lawn Mowers Australia. So they really, really are a bit of a game changer as far as their ability to actually traverse and cut the grass. And significantly more powerful than other robots on the market. If you've got any questions, like always, just send us an email at sales@robotlawnmowers.com.au. You can check out our Facebook pages and TikTok and Instagram. Just look for Robot Lawn Mowers Australia. And have a look at our website for all the information we've got on our website at www.robotlawnmowers.com.au. Thanks for watching.